guys, are you here? Right here, Gina. Welcome back to the top 5, top 10 series for my channel. We're not just going to be doing epic moments and overtakes. We're going to be doing all sorts, including racetracks that you guys submit, because now we can push our creativity to the absolute limits. To be fair, there's no limits actually, because there's so much to do, and with new props and the options provided from the 2nd of August update for Cunning Stunts with this content creator. Now, the number 5 spot, we got Witty White there at the Docks track. This works really well with these set of cars, but you can do it with any other car that you like, with any car class in fact. But it flows really well with the Felter. It's quite a technical track, you know. Never thought I'd see the day within this area there'll be a decent racetrack, but of course there's so many variations that you can pull off, but it's all about getting the balance as well, as you know, if you're trying to make a competitive racetrack for some sort of a circuit, a lap race. These are the races to go for. Now, what I'll be doing within the description of this video, I'll make an entire playlist where you can play all these 5 tracks, and this will be a weekly thing. So, you know, you guys can submit any sort of track that you want to promote to the community. This is only for the PS4, unfortunately, but what can we say? What can we do? I mean, people can recreate these tracks, but that is if you're really bothered. But the thing is, personally, I prefer playing on the PS4. And I'm not sure if multi-cross platform for jobs is available. I'm sure they won't even consider that in the future, as it's been a while, and that's been one of my major sort of requests since the beginning of the game. But anywho, point is, this will be available within the description for all 5 jobs from this top 5. But like I said, you can submit your clips that you want me to test in terms of the tracks, any other top 5 in terms of overtakes and you know, battles or moments. Just submit it to the email down below to shaggyakjr@hotmail.com. So yeah, what I'll be doing, I'll be making YouTube streams every now and then with a 16-track playlist, testing out all the tracks and taking note of the likes and dislikes from the end of the race, and to sort of get a judgment of that to see how people feel about the racetracks, and then end up making the top 5 from that, and then making that into a playlist and then promoting it to you guys from these episodes. That's going to be the sort of mini-series with this on top of the main series for top 5 and top 10 for overtakes and epic moments. Number 4 spot, we got Autumn Ring, created by B. Clisson from Nodo. So this works really well with the sports once again, but you can do it in any other car class. But it flows really well with the set speed given. Now, of course, you can try it with supers as well, but you know, there's so many other tracks which is actually coming up. There's one particular track that's really well balanced for the supers, because there's a lot of there's quite a bit of a debate in terms of the supercar class being broken, in terms of the RE7B, that, you know, with the stock wheels and whatnot. There's so many choices now within that particular car, and also just general super racing seems to be quite bland. But I disagree. You know, it all depends on the track and the drivers. It's quite a bit to learn with that car, but if everyone gets on the same level with that particular car set, it's can be quite intense. But there's a lot to demand with that car, and the willingness to actually learn and master it is a bit of a high demand, you know. But anyway, this particular track, couple of hairpins. The reason why it's number 4 spot, because there's a hairpin right at the start, but it's really well designed because it's got a wide entry as well, so it's quite a bit of spacing there, so it's not tight. And another hairpin, sort of a high speed section down a little sort of dip, so the braking point needs to be spot on to get the hairpin on the apex. This last little chicane is quite scary, because you can floor it, but if you get it wrong, then you're screwed for the final straight. And that's where a lot of overtakes can come into play with the ballsy section. Make or break, really. Lago Paradise, number 3 spot. We got Digs the Pop. Man, honestly, 2 years ago with these creations, man, I would never expect this, man, but it's awesome, man. So creativity once again explored within this area. So we're just trying out with the dominators there. These little clips you're watching now is just a little sort of demonstration of a battle perspective. Of course, it's not a proper, you know, actual race. It's just RZ helping me out just to showcase what could potentially happen in a race on these sort of tracks. That's the best way to explain it. So yeah, if you get that bit wrong, it's slightly a blind corner, but once you figure out the racing line, it should be straightforward. But there's a couple of chicanes on this track. Gotta be careful though, like that. There's some dive bombs can occur, which is quite cheeky of myself, but yeah, given the position there. But you can also hold multiple lines here, tight sections, and just a bunch of swivels left, right, and then it's quite a short track, actually one of the shorter tracks from this top 5, but it works really well. So this is a high-speed chicane, should be quite straightforward, but then approaching this section, a bit of a left-right going on, and then a double right at the end, and a bit of a swivel there, and really you can get some intense finishes going with the example here. But yeah, once again, works with all sorts of classes. I wouldn't advise Super though, because it's quite a small track, but then again, it's up to you. There's no limitations there. But number 2 spot, we've got track created by Cyrus5005, A Sign of Things to Come. It's probably one of his first few creations of this sort of props and design. So I'm quite curious to see what the community can bring up in terms of creations. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate that these are only based on one platform and not multiple platforms. So I do apologize for the PC and the Xbox community. But this works really well with the slam bands, you know. This is personally first go on this track with this. Well, most of these tracks actually trying it out, right? And once you eventually get with the flow of things, it works really well. And this is quite tough. It's quite a tough car to actually get it right throughout the corners, because if you get it wrong, you can oversteer a lot. But so this straight is a bit of a leeway. It's nice and colourful. It doesn't, you know, it sort of prevents you from getting bored, because quite a lot of times on a straight these days people tend to get bored. But massive hairpin here. Could go for dive bombs and whatnot, but he did pretty well to protect it. But his braking point was a bit off there. But then he managed to capitalize. But then from this section, there's a right-hander here. It's quite tricky though. You can't really floor it, so throttling needs to be on point. So I like that, because you get a nice little sort of a run-off space here into a right-hand swinger. If you get the line wrong, you will go wide like that into another hairpin, which is quite tight. But once again, this track is really well balanced with the chicane coming up to a left-right, but it's quite a tight chicane or high-speed chicane. And then if you get that right, immediate right-hand swing onto a straight, and then you got this little dip onto a left-hand. It's quite a unique area. This is where a lot of props have been placed. I really like this section into the right hand. There's a pit stop right there on the left as well. There's a tight double right, and then immediate left hairpin coming up onto the finish, which is really interesting, because you can get these photo finishes coming up from this point. As you'll see, a right hand swinger into a dip, where, you know, you really just have to hope for. And unfortunately, I just fucked up there, you know what I mean? But once again, just a showcase, really. But number 1 spot, Sandy Speedway, 1984, created by Evil Tunic. Got to say, one of the best tracks within this area that I've ever played on. First time going on this track, right? Already got some awesome clips with these supers. That is quite difficult to get a really good track going on with these new supercars to adapt to these. But this is extremely fun. You can't ever get bored of it. And I never thought someone would immediately create something like this, but it's insane. Evil Tunic, known for a lot of designs. You see this one coming up now. Just a long straight, you know. Awesome appealing racetrack feel there with those props. Got a nice apex props with the outside props with a runoff point. And it just sort of blends in with the sand there. You see that on the left. It's just insane. You've got this nice, right, it's just awesome, man. Check this bit out coming out. I like the way the corners are designed with the oval shape, or sort of a banana shape there. And this section is really nice for overtakes. Can be extremely ballsy, you get cutbacks and whatnot. And then you got this, one of the best designs I've ever seen, the chicane. The way it sort of elevates like that and comes back down, it can be extremely costly if you get it wrong. And you can floor it as well, but you have to be spot on with the timing, with the dips onto the apex as your car corners, with the speed as well. And yeah, this final section, double right sweeper onto the finish, is just a really short, simple, awesome track. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this top 5. Make sure you can try it out on PS4. Playlist link in the description below, also with individual tracks. If you don't want it within a playlist, you can also try out individually. So all of that will be available down below. Also submit any other top 5s, the top 10s worthy that you feel I should review, or for any other episodes for this series. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Check your sign out. Good night. Peace. Yeah. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I do apologize for the delay with the showcases. Once again, Rockstar just keep throwing out these new vehicles. Got the Vapid Contender SUV apparently